Well, hi everyone. I was looking at this photo that I took driving from Asheville, North Carolina to Franklin, and I always loved it. But I thought to myself, how could I crop this and just paint a portion of it? Because I really love the way that light is on the mountain there. So that's what I've done, is I've just taken a portion of this photo and I'm going to make a painting out of it. I've scratched it in with pencil to begin with, so that I have some idea of where I want my mountain and my trees in the front. I love the way they overlap each other. So I start by putting in a little yellow in the sky because I love that bright yellow coming through, and everything else is going to go on top of that. You could start by putting the blue in and then putting the clouds over, or you can start by putting in the yellow clouds, because the clouds are mostly yellow, and then put the blue around them in the hopes that you don't get green. I think it's working. If this were acrylic, we wouldn't have to worry about it, but it's oil. Cobra water mixable oils. So of course I can let this dry a little and go back over it again. This is the first pass on the painting. My paint in most areas is fairly thin. And these are not final strokes. I tend to scumble my painting a little bit when I first start with a thin layer, and then I go over it with a thicker layer of more permanent strokes. Getting the darker part of the mountain in. And coming in with the lighter areas. Mostly using a fairly large brush for a small painting. But I don't want to get too fussy yet. You just keep squinting your eyes and seeing the light, the medium, and the dark. All these colors can be adjusted. I test out a little to see if I like it. If it's too dark, I go back in, lighten it up a little. And once again, I can step away from this and adjust it again. Getting the trees in the front. This is a little lighter than the trees are, but I want to get this light color in first. I would call this the medium color because there'll be some highlights and then there'll be some darker shadows. I think that's the darkest tree in the painting, and I kept messing with it to see how dark I should get it, because it would kind of be good to know where my darkest dark is and where my lightest light is. And I scumble these in a medium tone, and I will go back in and darken some and lighten some. That bush on the left is the most vibrant in the painting. But that area where the darkest tree is and the lightest part of the mountain as it kind of slopes down from the ridge is my focal point, the effect of the light right in that nestled little area. So I'll go back in and you'll see me adjusting that shape of that tree a couple of times because that's an important spot in the painting. I'm going to bring it down deeper too. It helps to look at the painting in a little photo so I can get my perspective. So here's where we're at this point. It's okay. I'll be there shortly. I still have a couple little things to scratch in here, but let me take the tape off. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. It's just a simple little painting, something that I saw on the way to Franklin from Asheville as we were zooming down the highway, the very, very hilly highway. And it will always remind me of that moment, driving in the car with my daughter. We had a really great time in Asheville, had a lot of fun, had a nice dinner, spent the day walking around getting tattoos on our ankles, and then we got to see this on the way home. Try it out if you like. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Just easy, simple strokes. Nothing complicated. A couple of scratches to make some tree trunks and you've got it.